What's up, YouTube fam? We got a movie review coming at you right now. We're going to be talking about Netflix's Uncorked, which is streaming on Netflix March 27th, this Friday. This is written and directed by Prentice Penny and its featured directorial debut. Now, this movie, I gotta say, before I even get into the review, that when I saw this trailer for this movie, I was instantly like, oh, okay. It grabbed my eyes right away. And it grabbed my ears because the soundtrack was truly, it was dope. It was dope. It was, I heard some songs on there, and I heard Yo Gotti on the track. So me being a hip hop and rap connoisseur, shall I say, as instantly I was like, okay, I like what this trailer is giving all to me for a project that I had no clue was coming down the pipework. So I couldn't wait to check it out, and thus we're here. And nonetheless, the first thing I had to do is I was like, okay, well, who's on that soundtrack? Who's involved with that score? Since Yo Gotti's on it, and why is Yo Gotti on the track? So it all comes together, and it perfectly makes sense. So Grammy Award-winning rapper, record producer, singer, and songwriter Hit Boy, he composed original music for this score for this film. Thus, why artists like Yo Gotti is on it, because this movie also takes place in Memphis. So this Memphis-based movie, Uncorked, and it truly does capture the essence of Memphis, Tennessee. We'll talk about it in a second. But nonetheless, this movie Uncorked is a story of a young man, Elijah, who's torn between his dream and wanting to be a master wine taster, which is known as a sommelier. Now, that is not to be confused with a sommelier, which is a running joke that's in the film, and I love that scene. Or he could follow the family's legacy and his father's expectations in running the family barbecue restaurant, which has been passed down from father to son for many generations of this well-known famous restaurant in Memphis, Tennessee. So Elijah's dream is a status that is something that's, not only very few people have ever been able to accomplish, but, with the added pressures of school, his relationship, and his father's feelings of rejection, all comes together to make this, make it really a drama and a dilemma for Elijah. So, like I said, this movie truly highlights the soul of Memphis with his culture through the food, the music, the dance, art, everything. It all comes together. So, with that being said, the depiction of Memphis, Tennessee, super authentic in my eyes, and the soundtrack that goes with it throughout the entire movie is on point. Absolutely, yes. But what I really loved about this film is the dialogue in this movie, especially by the women. I feel like the undertone humor doesn't really overthrow this movie as a comedy, and it provides enough laugh to keep it into and to keep each scenario or each scene with its realism. And what I mean by that, especially with the family dynamics, and what I mean by that is that, I feel like we know the difference between a drama and a comedy, but the important thing is that if this is going to be, if the genre is a comedy, then you want to make sure that the humor doesn't overthrow the tone and thus jeopardizing the severity of each of these scenes. And I think it does a really good job in providing humor in it, but keeping the drama very relevant and the focal point of each thing. So that's what I truly loved about it. I do love a good comedy, but I hate when a movie that isn't supposed to be funny is overthrown by humor. Thus, I'm not sure should I invest in the plot. You know what I mean? So I thought I did a really good job of that. Thus, categorize this movie as a hilarious, touching drama. Truly on point on that note. But with the drama in this film, I feel like this movie does highlight a story and of a relationship of a father and son, and the sacrifice, the love, and following your heart to chase your dream. This film is partially based on Prentice Penny's own family history, which also provides another level of authenticity in the storytelling, which I can appreciate. But what's truly, truly special about this film, and what I feel like everyone should be talking about, is the fact that a black man is able to tell a story about a father-son relationship, and it's not based around the father's absence within the family, which is typically the norm. The dad is a deadbeat dad. He's incarcerated, whatever it may be, which is the norm in most of these stories, which is not the norm, and not the fact of this story, which is absolutely amazing. Also, I love that the family is strongly bonded with beautiful, strong women in the forefront. Not only that, but when the family work together in challenges and disagreements, the cohesiveness between all of them without it turning to pure chaos, which I think is absolutely amazing and truly something I appreciate within this film. Niecy Nash and Courtney B. Vance are just absolutely priceless when it comes down to the two of them on screen together. Everything that they're on together is absolutely magic, waiting to explode off the screen. Not to take nothing away from their solo scenes or respective scenes with other people, but the two of them together, thus playing the mom and dad in this family, are just tremendous. It's scenes that I'm thinking about were truly the highlight of the film. And I think you guys will probably agree with me once you see it as well too. Matt McGorry, who is also as Asher from How to Get Away with Murder, is in this movie, and he plays sort of a similar character, and I love that character, so I truly appreciated seeing him in this movie. And I cannot conclude this review without talking about the lead in this movie, and that's Mamoudou Athie, who the last movie I seen him in was Underwater with Kristen Stewart, and I think that the representation that he puts on in this film it just brings me pure joy. I think he did a phenomenal job with being able to really depict the adequate emotions needed for each one of these scenes that he goes through. Now, the character is bombarded with stress. Now, even though stress is not really a relative term in this movie, you can tell because, again, relationship, school, the father issue, family issues, all that coming together, and the fact that he's able to really depict that he's being stressed out and being still ambitious and hungry and frustrated and all together, and there's a show right in his face. I thought he did an amazing job with that. Just really tremendous job on that note. I also have to say, I feel like this movie had to been sponsored by some toothbrush or toothpaste company, because truly everyone had on their superior Colgate smile, especially this one scene when they're all sitting around the table, everyone smile. You're just like, wow, everyone has beautiful smiles in this movie, and it's just something I had to just throw out there because it was just there. But I think one thing to really take away from this movie is truly the theme of this movie, and I think it's the importance of listening to one another. I think it's something that we all need to do better as people in our own personal lives, and I think that this movie does a really good job of highlighting the importance of what does that mean for one another, how does that affect one another when you're not doing it, and so on. So I thought it did a really good job. This movie was absolutely a solid movie. I did enjoy this movie, and I really can't wait to see what you guys think once you can view it Friday, March 27th on Netflix. So by all means, after you check it out, come back here, let me know what you think, let me know who your favorite characters was, and let me know in the comments. And if you're subscribed, thank you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and click the notification bell, because we got more content that has to be pushed out here, and I want you guys to know about it first by staying subscribed. But as always, thank you so much for listening to this review, and I'll catch you for the next one.